All right, the Super Bowl is finally over. We got a brand new start to the season. We're going to talk about that today. We're finally here. Here's the off season. The road to the Super Bowl starts. And we're going to talk about it on today's episode of the Lion Villain Report.
Yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, canvas open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lies and sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose, move on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning is crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Yeah. Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lion Villain Report. I hope that y'all can hear me in here. I'm hoping that I did do that right. I did do that right. I did. I have that right in there. Good morning, Davey. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to all of the listeners out there right now. We're broadcasting live right into the Lions Villain Squad Facebook page. We're broadcasting live into the Lions Villain Squad YouTube page, as well as the Detroit Lions News podcast right there. 85,000 people there for Joe Chapin, boys. Man, thank you. Thank you for helping me get started on this journey. And that's because we're the UDFA, man. We're not afraid of hard work. They built this team. They built this team with grit.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
And, we built this team up, got a first-round exit.
You've had enough of that shit.
And we're about ready to move. And we're about ready to get ready for this off season. And it starts today. First of all, I want to be able to put a shout out to Darius Slay, who was a Detroit Lion. I got no issues with Slay. You try to take what you can take out of the game. And man, they got what we zipped there. That wasn't even a close game. That wasn't a close game. That was one of the most surprising Super Bowls ever to me, because I admit I had Patrick Mahomes. I think a lot of people had Patrick Mahomes in there and just thinking that he's the boogeyman, and the boogeyman got slayed yesterday. The boogeyman got slayed, and that is kind of a play on words right there, isn't it? You got slayed right there. Let me get this in here. Right there. You got big play slayed. No, actually it was Cooper DeShawn getting a pick six in there. So, congratulations to Big Play Slay for getting that Lombardi trophy. And man, those Chiefs got their ass kicked. And there was a couple of things that you could take away from that game. And we've been talking about this, and I know that it's all dreams and all that. But let's do the tail of the tape right here before we all get into that. So, let me get this out of here. Get out of there. Get out of there. Now I want to share my screen. Damn you. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to get this in there. Did that work? Yes, it did. So Chiefs get bounced. The Philadelphia Eagles smashed the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22, and it wasn't even that close. Patrick Mahomes throwing bombs at the end where it doesn't really matter. I think one of the touchdowns came after the Gatorade dump was already done. The Chiefs had no chance in this game. Jalen Hurts, 17-22, 221, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tail of the game. They were getting pressure. 6 sacks in the game. Here, I'll go out there. I'll do a Green Bay Packers stat right here. A Green Bay Packers stat would go, oh my gosh, man, those Kansas City Chiefs dominated them on the in the passing game right there. Look at that, 226 passing yards. I don't know what the problem is. Look at that. They had more stats. The Chiefs were actually the better team. That's like a Packer fan. Oh, well, we dominated the stats. Like, we won the game. Right there. All right. I mean, the offense didn't really have to be super awesome in this game. They were not getting anything. They were not going to get anything in that game. 6 sacks. And the Philadelphia Eagles were actually penalized more in the game, 8 penalties. Lost a fumble. So the Chiefs, you know, the once no kinks in the armor, looking like, I mean, you got a dynasty right here. You just went from having a chance right there, really. Patrick Mahomes had a chance to be considered like Tom Brady, be on that, doing some things that Tom Brady didn't do. Tom Brady never won 3 in a row. You know, he wants to be the greatest quarterback of all time, and now he has 2 major black eyes. When it comes to if he wants to be the greatest of all time, he's not going to pass Brady now. Brady's the GOAT. Brady is the GOAT. And there's nothing that he can really do about it right now. Because, number one, Brady's got a head-to-head Super Bowl victory versus Patrick Mahomes. Part 2 is he had this long-ass career and won 7 championships. He's not going to get there now. Patrick Mahomes had a chance in here. You know, if you're at 4, you know, you won 3 in a row. But it's going to be very hard, especially where all these other teams are at, man. Philadelphia exposed the team weakness with Patrick Mahomes. They were getting pressure with 4 people. And as we go into this offseason, let me say hello to everybody in here. Oh, my voice is cracking. Got Davey in the house. Rick's in the house. Charles, what's up, Chuck? You like that? Muskegon Posse in the house. Dale's in the house. Joseph's in the house. Paul Jones is in the house. Joseph's in there. How's that Jalen Carter shining that culture? Good morning. Yeah, here's a good point right here. John says Mahomes had a bad game. Oh, my. Will everyone diss on him like they did Goff for having a bad? Yeah, Mahomes is the worst quarterback in the world now, isn't he? Oh, what are they going to do? They need to get a new quarterback. Oh, man, if Mahomes was just mobile, man, if Holmes could run the football, man, I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs need to go out and get a mobile quarterback. Because now that a mobile quarterback's won, that's what everybody needs now. We need mobile quarterbacks. The Philadelphia Eagles got pressure with 4 guys. I kept on counting them last night. I'm watching this game. I'm watching this game, and I'm counting the pass rushers every single time. I'm like, they're only sending 4. They're only sending 4. They're only sending 4. They're only sending 4. And they were getting pressure. So, to anybody that was out there dissing on me, and you know who you are, making videos and stuff like that on me. So now that we've seen this, and I've been told that we don't need Myles Garrett. You gotta let Brad cook. Let Brad cook. Right? Why should the Lions trade for high draft picks? The Eagles have sacked Patrick Mahomes 5 times on 21 dropbacks. They don't blitz. They put 4 hosses out there and just say, what are you going to do about it? And you tell me we don't need a Myles Garrett. There's nothing out there. You can't draft Myles Garrett. You won't draft Myles Garrett, especially at 28. There's nobody in free agency that you are going to get. The Lions have a gigantic need on this football team. And both of the gigantic needs that they have are on the defensive side of the ball. The best defender, maybe arguably the best defender in the history of the league, has become available. Why? I don't know at 29 years old, but I'm not gonna do. Let's look at some things right here. The Lions should be all in on Myles Garrett because Brad Holmes' job is to make the team better, right? And when you add up all of the things that they need and that they have and what is available, then you will see why you got to make a move here. Because what is it? What is it? The draft capital? Is it because the draft capital? Because the number one need on this Lions team is edge rusher. You need somebody opposite of Hutchinson so you don't have to blitz 5-6 guys all the time and then cry that the defense can't cover anybody because you're leaving, 2 giant holes in your defense every time you blitz. Well, what's the answer to that question? Well, you get pressure without blitzing. How do you get pressure without blitzing? Well, I don't know. Maybe you already have Aiden Hutchinson. Maybe you get another game wrecker on the other side. I'm not saying that you can't develop a game wrecker from pick 27 or 28 or whatever they're at. But Jay Smooth says, I don't see Myles coming to the north. Our picks are late in the first, are too late in the first. Now, the caveat to this, Jay, is going to be a player. And I think that like a Hendon Hooker would be involved in this. And maybe one of the high-end defenders that we have that's still on a rookie contract. Because if the Browns are really going to do this, and they really have to, they really don't have a choice. I mean, those of you that are out there that want to lie to me and tell me that Myles Garrett isn't in control of the situation. He may not be in control of what team he's going to, but he's getting traded. He's getting traded, and he can veto trades. He can veto a trade by saying, hey, I'm not going to play for you. Oh, what? You're going to trade me to the Jacksonville Jaguars? No. You can trade the contracts all you want. You have to have the willingness to pay. You have to have the willingness to play. And Myles Garrett isn't going to have the will to play for any of the teams. It's a lot like the Matt Stafford situation. Matt Stafford wasn't just going to go and play for whatever team. They could have had Carolina's 8th overall pick and picked 8 and 9 right next to Penei Sewell that year. They could have picked 2 in a row. They had a better offer from Carolina. They turned it down because they sent Stafford to the place that he wanted to go. Oh, he isn't in control. He isn't in control. He can play or he cannot play. He's in total control. And he wants to play for a contender. And if he's got to sit out for a year to get that done, then he's going to do that. He's going to rest his body. He's not going to put his body on the line anymore for a trash organization like the Cleveland Browns. So, if we're going to talk about, I mean, this is a little harsh here, broski. Russell the Muscle. If last night's game was proof that the Lions need to get their sorry defense together, they need to get healthy first. And then they need to get a shot at running the defense with the players that they have. So, yeah, their defense is sorry when Muhammad is the pass rusher opposite of not Aiden Hutchinson. So, yeah. But with that being said, the Lions are a really good team without making this move. And last night was proof that this, I would say, good to above average defense right now with the players that they have. And, you know, the big if is getting healthy, right? But the players that you're wanting to get healthy that need to come back, you got to get cornerback help. You got to get pass rusher help. And I'm not talking pass rusher help where you're just doing what you do. You want to contend for the Super Bowl, right? You want to beat good teams. You want to go into the playoffs. You want to go 15-2. Keep doing what you're doing. We'll win plenty of regular season games with Jahmyr Gibbs running all over everybody, with Jared Goff putting up numbers every year. We can win. We can win. We might even win the division again. But if you want to go over the top and you want to beat the high teams, the ones that are up on the top, the ones that win in January, you got to be able to get pressure without blitzing. That's the kryptonite. Tom Brady would have won 10 championships. But there are a couple teams. I know that Eli Manning's like, I beat Tom Brady twice. No, you didn't. Michael Strahan owned your sorry ass. That's what happens when you get pressure without having to blitz. And Myles Garrett puts your defense over the top. Oh my gosh, broski, stop putting words in my damn mouth. I'm not in the mood today. I did not say we are all world. Did I just not say average or above average? Clean out your ear. Holy crap, man. I got people on the outside making YouTube videos about the things that I'm saying on here, and you ain't even listening to what I'm saying. I didn't say they were all world. I said they were average, above average. And they need to get healthy. All world. Yeah, I said that, broski. Clean your damn ears out. Holy crap. Lions should play the regular season and quit. Yeah, like the Packers. God, the Packers, you have the least room to talk, man. You talked all the crap like you're taking everything from everybody. What the Lions did is they followed suit. They won back-to-back division titles. And you're going to come out. We haven't won the Super Bowl, man. I know that. Trying to get there. Just trolls, man. Y'all come in troll. You forget that your own team, you failed. You failed and you couldn't beat us. You failed. Your team failed. Failure teams. The Bears, you failed. You didn't win anything. One team won, right? Oh, you're never going to be like Patrick Mahomes. Well, he's a loser too. Bunch of losers. There can only be one winner. And it definitely wasn't you. Wasn't your team. Does that make you feel better? You got to learn to stay along with the conversation. I know that y'all want to come in and talk trash. I know you want to come in and talk trash. I didn't come in talking trash about you. You're on a Lion show. You guys got to remember, this is a Lion show that you're coming in to troll on. You understand that, right, broski? You understand that, Jay Smooth? I understand that. I love it that you guys come on here. But I'm not Lions fans. I'm not Lions fans. I'm not Lions fans. I am Russell Wayne, the villain, one Lions fan. One Lions fan. And I said Super Bowl or bust. And I was disappointed. I was disappointed. And you are here to remind me that I should be disappointed, and I am, that I did not win the Super Bowl this year with my team. Bear fans. Hey, broski, Bear fans were saying, Caleb, they're going to go 15-2. And they're going to win the Super Bowl the first year. Oh, the whole NFC North should look out, because here come the Bears. Look at the offseason that they had. The Bears are going to kick everybody's ass in the NFC North. We're going to win the North. We run the North now. That's all I heard from Bear fan. That's all I heard from Bear fan. What happened? What happened, Bear fan? What happened, Packer fan? I thought Love was going to take over the world. He was as good as Aaron Rodgers. What happened? Well, what happened is you got dog stomped by the Lions twice. And now you think that it like comes in, like you come in and now it's like, wow. Now that you got stomped twice, that gives you the right to talk smack now? Broske, I already thank you for the work that you're doing here. I think the people want to see me get riled up. If anybody watches this crap show. Oh, man. But we got to make our teams better. The bottom line is like, if we're going to talk about NFC North, we're talking about the Lions, we're talking about all of us being 0-0 now. Now we're all back in the same spot again. Who has more hope? Who's got more hope, broski? Whose team has the most hope now? Here we go. We're all 0-0. And I think this is a game changer move. The thing is, if this doesn't prove how quickly, like, you have to fight. I shouldn't say that. If this proves anything, it should prove how desperate you should be to do everything that you can to keep that window open. And as good as Brad Holmes has been going through this, it's like there's only one team, and there's a lot of teams that are, I shouldn't say a lot of teams. There are a nice little handful of teams that I really feel that are like right there on the level. I think the Lions are right there on that level. When you're talking about players that you're retaining and then being able to have them for the next year, the Lions got really, really good guys that are staying on the team. Because I'm looking, like, let's just take the Philadelphia Eagles, for example. Now, there's some danger zone stuff that's happening with the way that they do business. Even they just won the Super Bowl. I'm not saying it works. It works. But for sustainability, they've kind of went all in on a couple of different things. So if you look at these numbers here, you see all these base salaries. We've been over this before, and this is just one example. But the Eagles are sitting here. Now, you got all these good players, right? But here's what you don't have. Is you got this room here, this cap room, but what you don't have over the next couple of years, because of these base salaries being so low, you can't lower those base salaries anymore. All of these guys, even Darius Slay, I was looking through his contract. He's got one more year left on his contract, but all of these guys got dead stuff happening. When you look at these things, these base salaries, they're eating like blowing this team up in 2029. You're going to have $97 million in your dead cap money in 2029, and you don't have anything to restructure it with. So there's part of this team that is where they've mortgaged a lot of the future. Now, they've done that not only with Jalen Hurts, but they've done it with A.J. Brown and Darius Slay. They move all of their contracts to the end of their deals. Now, they keep drafting well, which does change things, right? Because you're getting, more for less if you're drafting well. But the Lions cap is set up different. They don't go to move it like these contracts. That's fine. You can restructure these. Look at these numbers. Lions look good here when it comes to the restructuring of these deals. And you can see what I'm highlighting here. These numbers right here, those are the numbers that you can lower in your contract year. And this is 2026. This is next year. See, you have all these numbers that are bigger. That means that you can restructure these and you can lower these big numbers over here. So Lions are in a window right here where not only are these numbers high, but these numbers aren't as high as they're going to be. I'm on Ross St. Brown at 23. It's 13 million in cap right there. DJ Reader at 12. You got these guys. Now, Hutchinson's deal is probably going to get done. this off season. So that number might even, it'll probably stay the same, knowing how Brad Holmes does stuff. Oh God, I did it again. I get talking and then I see that you're not seeing what I'm seeing. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on one second. This is what I was showing everybody here. Did I get it up there? Damn it. All right. I got to redo it. They're being difficult with me. Okay. These numbers right here, this is these base salaries are what can be restructured. I mean, it's a lot more complicated than this, but the dummy version of it is you can take these cap numbers, and right now the Lions, this is before the league year, they're going to get 23 million more than that, you know, or 21. I don't know what the number is going to be. They're going to roll it. It's going to be over 20 million. The projection was 67.5, so they're going to move some of that over. But if you wanted to even add more cap space, what you do is you take these base salaries over here, and then you can restructure them to lower these numbers. Like I said, it's a little more complicated than that, but that's the basic to it, and there'll be some other things that hit in there, like the void years, that gets a little more tricky down the line. But it means a lot more when it comes into like this year and next year, and then you have these big numbers over here, but you're going to be able to have flexibility, whereas I showed you with the Philadelphia Eagles, where they don't have flexibility. They've already flexed. They've already done all their flexing. You know, even when they brought in Barkley, it was all front loaded to where, or back loaded, I should say, to where all the base salaries are really, really low in the beginning. So when people say that Brad Holmes was a brilliant capologist or whoever they have running the cap part or who he has, it's the truth, because you look at these numbers, there's a lot more flexibility with the Lions cap than really any other team that I see out there. And unfortunately, I spent a lot more time doing all this dorky stuff on here than I probably should. But when you look at some of these, it does tell a story. So when people tell me that they can't afford Myles Garrett, that it's bullshit. It's like, if you tell me you can't afford Myles Garrett, you got $67 million in available cap. You do got to sign two major pieces. It's not really, and you can continue to structure the contracts in the way that you've been doing them, and you'll be fine with that. He's earned this. He's earned this by drafting well, because there's certain guys that you don't got to fill these roster spots. So you can kind of go all in on a position because you have it. Got 54 roster spots. Most of these guys aren't going nowhere. Goff, Decker, Ragnow, you know, the Amon-Ra, Reeder, Hutch, Sewell, Montgomery, Glasgow, all these, we got top end guys there. Jameson Williams on rookie deals. Jahmyr Gibbs on rookie deals. Of course, you're going to have to pay these guys eventually, but you ain't going to have to pay them right now. I got to pay Gibbs right now. He's not even like people. I love talking with people, and they try to tell me, well, how are you going to pay Gibbs? Well, I don't know. He's not even up for an extension yet. You couldn't extend Gibbs right now if you wanted to. So you got to worry about the things that are happening right here and right now. And what you got right here, you got Kirby Joseph that you want to lock up long term. You got Aiden Hutchinson. And that's and you want to lock them up long term. So those are two major things, but they ain't gonna cost no $67 million. And you certainly, even if you're paying Hutchinson $40 million, and you ain't paying him $40 million this year. So you have a fluid salary cap, and you have everything that you would need to go out and get a Myles Garrett. There's nothing really holding you back besides the draft picks. And I heard a great explanation from it the other day where it's like, don't think of it like I'm giving you 2 first-round picks, right? Let's just say you're going to take obviously you're going to take a pass rusher with one of those first two round picks, right? Well, you ain't getting Myles Garrett at 28. You certainly ain't getting him in the second round. You ain't going to get nobody of that quality. There's no way. There's no way. So you have plenty of money to do everything that you need to do in here. And you're not paying all of the guys, right? Central says, I'm worried about keeping Levi. He's worth the money. They could be able to keep one of those guys. Between, you got, here, let me bring this graphic up right here. When you look at these guys, you got Derek Barnes, Ifeatu Melifonwu, Kevin Zeitler, Carlton Davis, Levi Onwuzurike. Those are all nice players that you got to make decisions on. You can't keep them all. You never could keep them all. You can't afford to pay people what they're worth. You got to be getting these rookie contracts. These guys are fodder, man. Sorry. You're going to pay a couple of them. You want to keep them as many as you can. But Myles Garrett changes your game. And Lions need something on that other end. I'm not, you could draft somebody and he could be good. I guess I'm not 100% like poo-pooing the idea of just drafting somebody, because they may do that. But if we're really being honest with what's available out there, like whoever gets Myles Garrett this offseason, and somebody will. That's the difference between this conversation and trade deadline talks last year, where it's just like, oh, we could just go get Myles Garrett. We should, and he wasn't available. You do need 2 to tango. And even though the Browns don't want to trade him, and I know that they don't want to trade him, he's one of the best defensive players of all time. Myles Garrett's forcing your hand here. So now here's this badass pass rusher that has become, available for the right price. And here's what's out there. I'm not just trying to, Myles Garrett, we don't get him, we're going to be awful. But look at the money. Myles Garrett's going to cost you $19 million this year, and it won't even cost you that much when you really look at it, because the Browns are on the hook for the worst parts of this Myles Garrett deal. We don't care about that. I don't care how screwed you are, Browns. Just get me the player. And the alternative is, don't go get Myles Garrett. Keep your draft picks. You're going to pay more money for guys that ain't as good. These top guys, who are you really getting? Hassan Reddick? These guys aren't even close. I did a little thing on Kuntz. The nice, maybe, players. Ooh, you could get somebody. Maybe. You're going to pay $16.5 million for unproven? I'd see us going this era. Get these older guys. Hopefully they got another good year left in them. That's your alternative. And all of the teams right here, this isn't just the Lions here. This ain't just the Lions here. This is all the teams. So don't pick up Myles Garrett. Don't go for him and let the Bears pick him up, right? Let the Packers pick him up, right? Because somebody's gonna offer him the King's ransom, and they're gonna have the best defensive player in football signed for 2 years. So, the major need for the Lions is pass rusher. The best pass rusher in the National Football League has become available. I mean, this is there. To me, there should be no pushback from any Lion fan on them going all in on it. I don't care if it costs 3 first-round picks. And I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that if I didn't have a general manager that could draft. But when you think about our extensions that we're trying to work on here, right? You got Kirby Joseph, 3rd round pick. Right? Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4th round pick. Aleem McNeil, 3rd round pick. This is a no-brainer. I'm not even going to have a intelligent discussion with any Lions fan that would say, let Brad Holmes can go out and just draft guys. You ain't drafting Myles Garrett this year. Steve, I'm going to answer your question, and I want you to pay attention to this because this is the difference between me and the rest of the I just do stuff so I can get clicks guys, right? I'm going to help you out, Steve. Why is Russell ignoring Crosby? Do you know why I'm ignoring Crosby? The same reason I'm ignoring Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa. The same reason I'm ignoring Micah Parsons. You know what that reason is? Because he's not available. Max Crosby is a Raider. He isn't telling people that he wants out of Las Vegas. Crosby says on his podcast, I am a Raider for life. The management says we are not trading Max Crosby. Hey, why don't the Lions just trade for Jordan Love? Well, he's not available. Why I am not ignoring Crosby, and I'm not ignoring any of the other players that are signed with other teams. Garrett is the talk because he is going to be available. Now, I don't know if the Browns necessarily agree with that, but when a player like Garrett says that he wants out, he's going to get traded. He's going to get traded. Now, will Brad Holmes get right in there and make a competitive offer? Get right in there? Because you give up 2 first-round picks, especially late ones, and Hooker, if you have to give up a player, you do it, man. You don't get chances like this. You know what Myles Garrett is. And what you got with Myles Garrett, Hutchinson, Aleem, and DJ Reader. And I'm talking playoff here, broski, before you jump down my throat. I know Aleem isn't going to be ready for the first half of the season. But when you go into that playoff stretch and you're rushing with those 4 guys, you're getting pressure with 4. That makes your corners better. That makes your brand new defensive coordinator that was promoted into this job Big M says there's another podcaster out there that thinks that the Lions should trade Hutch for Garrett. Well, what's the point then? I mean, I would agree that Garrett's better right now. I mean, Garrett is what you dream that the finished product of Hutchinson is going to be. But this doesn't intrigue me at all. If it's just we don't. I'm not gonna trade my good player like that. You have a chance. I just showed this to you. I just showed it to you. I mean, I'm not just a homer just sitting here making shit up. I showed it to you. The Lions can do this. They got the money. You can have Hutchinson and Garrett for the foreseeable. You don't have to extend Garrett by 7 years or something like that. So, no, it doesn't work for me, Big M. That doesn't work for me. You can't trade. You defeat the purpose. If you trade Hutchinson. The purpose of getting Garrett is to have a one-of-a-kind, bona fide, maybe NFL greatest rushing pass duo of all time. That's why you do it. You don't do it to have Z and Myles Garrett on the same team again. You don't do it for that reason. This only works if it's Hutchinson and Garrett. To me, I mean, I don't know if it's a ridiculous take. It's not a ridiculous take from the I mean, it's straight up, right? You're getting the better player in Myles Garrett for the player that is leveling into Myles Garrett. I mean, it makes sense for straight up, no draft picks. But I don't want to do it. I wouldn't want to do it because, you're just great for great. I want to get better. If we're going to do this trade, we're going to, and do it, especially if you're going to put capital in, which you're going to have to. They're not going to trade Hutchinson, man. This is the golden child. He's the golden child. This is a good question by the bad guy. Said, hey, Russ, have you ever seen the video J.J. Watt reading the pre-draft play review by the GMs? Said that it wouldn't be a good look. That there wouldn't be any good look. Why can't that happen for us? I'm not saying that it can't happen. But there's only been one Myles Garrett in the last 30 years. And Myles Garrett's the best defensive player that the NFL has seen in the last 30 years. So no, bad guy. I don't think that you can draft somebody like Myles Garrett at 28. Myles Garrett is a once-in-a-generation type of player. He's better than Hutchinson. He's better than Bosa. He's better than Khalil Mack. He's better than the best free agent that's available right now. He's the best defender in the NFL. And you can't get that at 28. You can't get that in the next 30 drafts. He's a once-in-a-generation player. I mean, he's been on the Browns. I mean, let that sink into you. And he's been Defensive Player of the Year 3 times or 2 times. He's been in the running like every damn year. You could probably give him Defensive Player of the Year every year, and he does it on bad teams. What do you think he's going to do here? What do you think that he would do on a team with another elite pass rusher? I mean, even if you're looking at it like the Bears. Like Steve says right here. I mean, if Garrett goes to the Bears, you got Sweat on one side, you got Garrett on the other side. That's lethal. Making your cornerbacks better. Could that be the 85 Bears? It's the same thing with the Lions. The Lions got guys in there. So this is an opportunity that somebody's going to take up. And Garrett is in control. He ain't in control where he goes by contract or anything like that, but he don't have to play. Oh, you're not going to trade me? Okay. Well, good luck. A contract's still going to be in there. They got to pay him all his bonuses. He's got the money. It's not like he can afford to do that. He wants to play for a winner. The Browns will honor that. I believe that they will. If not, then it's going to be boring. We're just going to talk about it all off season. Garrett won't go to training camp. That would be boring. I think he's going to get traded to a winner. And I hope that winner is the Detroit Lions. But if they don't, if the Lions don't pick up Myles Garrett, they're not done. You got to go a different route then. Then you're playing this game again. Bargain basement Brad. You get one of these guys on one of the top contracts. I mean, bargain basement Brad has been bargain basement Brad because there hasn't been money to do all the stuff that they wanted to do. Oh, why didn't they do it last year? Well, because they had a gazillion. They had to get these contracts done. You lock up Monty, you lock up Goff, you lock up Penei Sewell. I mean, there's only so much that you're going to want to do in one off season. And then you have the fluid salary cap thing. The Lions have a fluid salary cap, so they're in a position to where they can do this. They can make some moves this offseason. I mean, they're going to do something somewhere. I think there's going to be a splash in here because this is the most cap space that the Lions have had since Brad Holmes has been here. Steve says, I know we're not getting Garrett, so I'm not sweating it. Yeah, you won't be sweating it until Garrett is on one of the teams pass rushing against Jordan Love. You know, if they go to the Bears, I could see him not. Because I know that you made the video about me, John, the bad guy, and you showed me that Myles Garrett, they said all the right things in the press. Oh, we're not wanting to trade him. Of course you don't want to trade him. Oh, I'm not in control. Myles Garrett said he wasn't in control. He's in control. A guy that's not in control doesn't write a letter. We'll see. We'll see. If Myles Garrett doesn't get traded, I'll come on here, John the bad guy, and I will tell everybody that you were right and I was wrong, that Myles Garrett didn't have control. But if he goes to the Bears, you'll see how much control he has. If he doesn't want to play for the Bears, or if he didn't want to play for a team, he just doesn't have to go. Oh, he's going to cost himself millions of dollars. Yeah, he doesn't care. He wants to play for the team that he wants to play for. And I'm sure there's a short list of teams, and when they go out and they go to make the trade, that they're going to be working with those teams. But I don't know. I could be wrong on that too. I could be wrong that The Cleveland Browns make Cleveland Browns it up. The Browns are just waiting for the highest bidder. It's not going to be that simple. Because the highest bidder may be a team that he don't want to go to. The people that have the best draft capital are teams that he probably doesn't want to go to. But I understand that. But we've been talking, this is the Lion Villain Report. You can join me in the mornings as needed during the off season right here. I figured the day after the Super Bowl would be one of those things, so that's why I'm here. Broadcasting live. Go over there and hit that follow button. Smash that subscribe button. That's what they say out there. All the good podcasters say, smash that subscribe button. Smash it. Because it helps our algorithm. Helps us get out there. And we work hard. That's how we get it. Like, comment, share. Support the UDFA of sports podcasting. That's right. Brought to you by NFL Shop. Get that Detroit Lions swag. I know it's the off season. Save up to 25% by using the villain code right there from our affiliate marketing partners at NFL Shop. It's the off season. Now we're all just in the same spot. But there was proof last night of why the Lions need to go out there this offseason and upgrade that pass rusher position, upgrade that defensive line, because that's how you beat a great quarterback. You get pressure with your front four. Now, can the Lions get pressure with their front four if you just throw Aiden Hutchinson out there? That's possible. Do you really want to take that chance? Why not throw another game wrecker? A game wrecker on the other side. You're not going to draft a bunch of players that are going to play. Let Brad Holmes cook. Let Holmes cook. Yes, he's been cooking. He's been cooking so good that there's not going to be roster spots. Why are Lions fans so confident they can overcome losses of both coordinators? Players win games. The Lions got players. There's no reason to think that they can't take these players and have success with them. The road to the Super Bowl starts again. Everybody's 0-0. Congratulations to Darius Slay for doing something Lions can't do. Another player leaving the Detroit Lions and getting a Super Bowl. I don't know, man. The Lions need help at cornerback. I think later on this week at some point in time, I'm going to break down every single roster spot that is available to even go further down this path of proof that, like, the Lions have most of this roster already filled before even adding a free agent. For the first time as a Lion fan that I can remember, we're going into this off season, and my wish list of free agents are more of my own players than they are anybody on the outside. I look at this free agent list and I don't even care. I mean, we can get guys from the outside or not get guys from the outside, but the most important thing to me is to maintain, try to keep as many of these guys as you can. You know, I don't want to get, I mean, none of these guys that we're getting right here, I think, deserve max contracts. So I think you try to keep as many of these guys that aren't trying to maximize their deal, that want to continue what we're doing, between Levi, Carlton, Zeitler, Ifatu, Derek Barnes. We'll throw Tim Patrick on there too. I can't see anybody else on that other side that I'm really caring too much about. Everybody else is still here. So this is a very unique off season. We're not going to use all of our draft picks. That's why this is so, this Myles Garrett thing is, it's a shepherd's dream. Because we don't need a lot of players. We need, bam, that player. We need that guy. You know, if you're going to go get a cornerback, we got a lot of good little project pieces, right? You go draft a cornerback in the first round. Okay. I mean, are you starting that guy over Terrion Arnold, betting on Terrion Arnold, like Ennis Rakestraw? What's he going to do in the second year? Does a rookie cornerback come in and jump him? I don't know. We value people that have been in system. I mean, if anything, the defense, you know, I don't know how much difference it would be underneath Kelvin Shepherd. I mean, I could see the defense being really good this year and Kelvin Shepherd getting a lot of credit, especially if they bring in Myles Garrett. Kelvin Shepherd will get a lot of credit for what Aaron Glenn did. And that's not a slight on Kelvin Shepherd, but they've all been building this defense together. The defense was the last thing that got resources thrown at it, right? We really filled the young resources in the cornerback room, and now we have the safety room, the cornerback room. All of the rooms have at least a couple of draft picks that are being developed, if not already all pros. You know, you were developing Branch and Kirby. Well, now they're all pros, and they're still on rookie deals. You know, you can see that the guys like Jack Campbell are developing, and they're becoming, you know, Jack Campbell was borderline Pro Bowl this year. He was right on that cusp. He was really good. He wasn't elite, but he was really good. First year he was above average to now he was really good. What is he doing the third year? They've been developing these guys. And they got them all over the place. Got them young on the defensive line. You got guys marinating. You have to have those guys marinating. You see those guys making impact plays. The guys that you're developing more at the end of the season. Terrion Arnold was way better at the end of the season, right? Because you're not just developing for this year, you've been developing. And that's the biggest scary thing on any team, is how they develop. What are you going to get? What are you going to get? So, this is the Lion Villain Report. I am your host, Russell Wayne. I am going to do that special a little later on this week. I'll probably do it on, I'll just say I'll go ahead and get ready for it and do it on Wednesday. Join me on Wednesday. And we're going to start breaking down these rosters. and try to make them better with what's available that's out there. So everybody that's out there doing that thing. It's faith, family, then football on here, guys. If Christopher Walken was here, he'd say it's faith, family, and then football in that order. We're going to use football, spend time with our families, create memories. We don't let football use us. Oh, hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah. Give me a like. Give me a comment. Just say hello in the comments if you haven't done anything. That's the first thing you do. Introduce yourself if you haven't done so yet. I am Russell Wayne, and this is Faith, Family, and then football in that order. We're using it. We're using football. We ain't going to let football use us. It's the start of a brand new season. Every team in the NFL right now has hope. Once again, got brand new NFL champions. The Lombardi Trophy winners, the Philadelphia Eagles. Congratulations. We ain't hating. Your fans suck, but we ain't gonna hate. Saquon Barkley, you are a very classy running back. I see you when you're handing the ball to the referee like Barry Sanders did. I see you. Darius Slay, congratulations, Darius Slay. So thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I'll see y'all on Wednesday. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, guys, for joining me today. God bless you. Peace out.
Hey, yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, candles open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose